Good afternoon, guys. This is Galen Parker with Living in Richmond, Virginia, and I thought today let's try something very quick but a little bit different than our usual YouTube videos. Often when we read the emails and the DMs and the comments, people want to know, well, how is the market in a specific area? So today, as you can see on the screen, I am deep in the analytics courtesy of CBR MLS, in which I am a member, and we're going to look at average sale price on three different components, three different regions. I've got MLS as a whole, so that's basically just everywhere in Richmond, Virginia. Then I broke it down to Chesterfield County as well as Henrico County. So we can look at two things. We want to look at the average sale price, and median is in there, but that to me is a pointless statistic. But we're going to look at the median, or excuse me, we're going to look at the average price point. We're also going to look on the average days of market. Those two things often will kind of give us an indication of what the health of a real estate market is. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of these numbers. So as a whole, looking at the average sale price, and we're just looking at the end of May. So May for that month, average sale price was $469,000. That's the average sale price for everywhere in Central Virginia. Now, if we look at just Henrico and we look at just Chesterfield, we can see that Chesterfield is $447,054. Sorry. And then in Henrico, it's $460,713. Notice here that for the month of a month, there's a negative. So that means that for the first time in quite a long time, we've seen the price of the homes drop. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that there was a bunch of houses on the market and they all had taken price drops? No, that's not what that means. It means that based on what the price was the previous month, we're seeing that prices were closing out a little bit lower. So that could be due to maybe prices were listed too high and they had to take some drops. Maybe people were really savvy and they wanted to move their houses pretty quickly, so they were willing to put it on the market for a slightly lower price. What we do know that we have record amounts of equity still in a lot of these properties, so don't worry, the sellers did okay. But this is good for the buyers to know that there's still opportunity for them to get a good quote-unquote deal on prices. So let's look at that second indicator that I feel is probably a really good one that we should pay close attention to when it comes to days on the market. The longer a house is on the market, generally speaking, it means the lower the price will be, because houses that have been on the market for seasonally longer than the average, they have to do price breaks so that they can get those moved. Now, if the days on market are extremely low, that means people are snapping up those properties very quickly. So let's look at days on the market. And again, we're going to look at average. So for the entire MLS, it's up about 3.8%. That's 27 days on the market. Chesterfield, it's up 16% with 28 days on the market. And Henrico, that's up 37% with 22 days on the market. Now, this is not to, there's no cause for alarm. We're not in 2022 where everything was being sold within one day or half a day. We're getting back to a sense of normality. So back in 2018, 2019, this is kind of what we would see. We even see like 30 to 40 days on the market, and that was okay. No one lost their minds. So we're kind of realizing back towards that. I would probably guess that as we move towards June and July, when we get to the summer months due to seasonality, some of those days on the market might tick up a little bit. Then it'll probably go back down once we get a little bit past that. So that's days on the market, 27, 28, 22. So how should you approach this if you are looking to sell your property? Well, it's good to be paying a close attention to the days on the market. So one, it sets your own expectations of what you should expect regarding your home sale. And then you could probably check with the real estate agent like myself or with Jared Davison. We can kind of tell you what our own team days on the market is, because based on our marketing plan, our strategy, we have been beating the MLS, and that's good for you to know. Also, this will kind of, if you're a buyer, it lets you know that, hey, if a house has been on the market for 20 days, it's very unlikely that the seller is going to take a huge lower offer. Sometimes we've heard the term lowball offer. Well, if the seller is looking at and they're already aware that the average days on the market is 28 and you're at day 15 and you offer them a lower, it's probably not in their best interest to accept that offer, because they know, hey, we are not even at the average. The majority of the homes in this area are selling for this price. So that helps you to kind of expect your own buyer expectations when you are writing an offer. Now, it's interesting. There's some other figures. We look at price per square foot, look at the average. When you look at some of our videos, we do make make mention of what the average square footage of that. So for the entire MLS, it's $232 per square foot. For Chesterfield, it's $214 per square foot. And for Henrico, it's $245,000 per square foot. So that's good information to know if you're thinking about doing a renovation. You want to know, well, what's the max per square foot that I'm going to get so that I can base my numbers on what should I buy this house for and how much money should I put into the house for the return on investment. But let's go really quickly back to that sales price average. When you are thinking about getting into the market, this is really good to know because I can even break this information down by zip code, by high school, or by any type of school region. So if you're saying, hey, Galen, I want to be in this area, I like these type of houses, but my budget is X. Well, if you see that your budget is dramatically lower, let's say in Chesterfield, maybe you have a budget of $250,000. If you see that the average price is 447, that should kind of gear you to say, hey, maybe I need to adjust my expectations. Maybe I need to save some more money, or maybe I have to really be prudent of what I'm offering so that I can make an offer that's really compelling to the seller if they know that the average price is a little bit higher. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any comments, any concerns, or if you'd like more information about how much your home is worth, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, Galen Parker, at the contact information below, or to my business partner, Mr. Jared Davison. We will be happy to help you find the next home so that you can make it a long-term investment. But for now, make sure you like and subscribe. This is Galen Parker with Living in Richmond, Virginia. Have a great day.